All right, is that our signal to begin?
It looks like Ultra has joined, so I will actually quit sharing and let Ultra take care of it. Hold on one moment. Ultra, are you ready?
We'll call it ready. If you want to
I'll
jump.
share slides. Yep, I'll share slides. Go ahead.
Like I have them up, but I have 5 people who can't figure out how to get into their rooms and credentials.
Okay, I will take care of this.
I'm multitasking poorly at the moment.
All right, now's a good time to point out that Denver and Boulder weren't even trying this. They just gave up on the idea altogether. So we're the only county in Colorado that's pulling this off, and I think we are. All right, can I begin?
Yes, you may.
All right, welcome, and I'm going to read the script. I'm not going to go off script as much as John did, so you're going to see me reading a lot. Okay, welcome to the House District 17 Caucus Cluster. This is the meeting for people who live in House District 17. Some of you are joining us via Zoom. Others of you are in person at Sierra High School. Observers, we are glad you joined us today, but please remember you are not allowed to vote. If you are joining via Zoom and believe you may not be in the right session, please put a comment in the chat and someone will assist you. This is a reminder that this meeting is open to the public and is being live streamed. Any comments you make today are public. Okay, my name is John Jarrell and I am chair of this meeting. I would like to thank Joseph Shelton, who is serving as a secretary, and Ultra Donahue and Sandra Alexander, who are serving as Zoom techs. Can you hear the applause online? Okay, this is our agenda. Candidate remarks, delegate sign up and vote, election judge sign up, precinct organizer sign up / selection process, platform items, statements from the floor, closing remarks, and if necessary, we will have a precinct organizer vote, and we'll explain more about that later. Okay, if you are interested in becoming, if you are interested in becoming a precinct organizer and have not already signed up, you will need to know your precinct number. For those of you in person, it was provided when you checked in. For those on Zoom, you were sent an email with your precinct number. If you don't remember it, a link will be posted in the chat to allow you to look it up. We will be going over a few of the controls on Zoom. I have enabled, or the tech team has enabled, live captioning. To see captions, first click on Live Transcript to open the pop-up menu. Then click Show Subtitle to see the live captioning. We have enabled chat for you to have further conversation and to ask questions. To do that, click Chat in your control panel to open the chat window where you can send a message to everyone or to individual participants. Click the arrow on the blue button to open a drop-down menu and change the message recipient. When a message is sent to the chat, you will be able to see a bubble pop up on your control panel as shown on the right. We will be putting links you can click on in the chat throughout the meeting. This is being live streamed and is public record after today's meeting. Please understand that you will be removed from this meeting for any inappropriate or derogatory remarks. As always, please remain on mute during the meeting to reduce background noise and feedback. Thank you. We've all dealt with that on Zoom over the last 2 years. Okay, we're going to now recognize the 2 House District 17 candidates. This was chosen at random. I will now recognize Misha Smith, who is a candidate for House District 17. Misha, you will have 3 minutes for your remarks.
Hello, everyone. First, I want to take a moment to thank all of the incredible volunteers who made this caucus possible. And that is including but not limited to our EPCO Vice Chair, John Mikos, our Chair, John Mikos, our Vice Chair, Amy Pascal, John Jarrell, Woody Longmire, and Miss June Waller. I also want to take a moment to thank everyone who's here for participating in the democratic process. This truly means the world to me. For those of you who I haven't met yet, my name is Misha Smith, and I'm so proud to be running for House District 17. For those of you who my team called incessantly, thank you so much for still talking to us and for being here today. I have lived in Southern Colorado since my dual Army parents were stationed and chose to retire here when I was 6 months old. I spent my entire K-12 education in Widefield District 3, and I am a proud UCCS graduate. I spent my career working towards change, growth, and giving back to the community. I worked in mental health, long-term Medicaid, and ran small businesses right here in this community as your neighbor. In fact, my very first job was over at Memorial Park when I was just 12 years old. I am running for this seat because our district deserves a strong voice in the Capitol to advocate for our schools, our neighbors, our working families, our veterans, and someone who understands the unique needs of our community. I fell in love with community organizing when I knocked on my first door back in 2008 for Barack Obama, again, right here in this community. Since then, for the past decade, I've been working with campaigns and organizing for candidates in Colorado and across the country. I have seen the importance and power that good representation gives to the people. My goal is to build a campaign that is people and community powered. And I would not be here today without the help of all of my volunteers, my endorsers, and my grassroots donors. Since we launched just 80 days ago, I have spoken to thousands of people in the great District of 17. Through those interactions, I have made individual connections which have assisted to create a better, more well-rounded personal agenda for HD 17. I plan on using those personal relationships to help form the top priorities important to our district and to aid with our time in the legislature. I know that representing this district is not a one-person job, and I'm committed to engaging our community in the process and always being accessible. I promise to bring my values of hard work, servant leadership with me to the Capitol to always serve you, my neighbors. I will continue to put in the work to engage our community. Again, thank you so much for coming out today. My name is Misha Smith, and I'm running for HD 17.
And I was wondering if it does say thank you, Misha, in the script. So thank you, Misha. I will now recognize Regina English, who is a candidate for House District 17. You have 3 minutes for remarks.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you to the Democratic Party for everyone who made this possible. Every day, hardworking people deserve a better quality of life. It is time for the playing field to be leveled and all people be treated with respect. I am Regina English. I am here to ask for your support and vote in electing me as the Democratic nominee for Colorado House District 17. I seek to be elected to succeed Representative Tony Exum. Rep. Exum has served us well and has built an impressively sound foundation that I plan to strengthen and expand. I seek to represent you, my fellow citizens, because we share a common bond of compassion and perseverance. I offer qualified and compassionate representation. I know my community. I've lived here 20 plus years. HD 17 deserves a strong, consistent voice that has ties and strong connections in the community and will fight for you at the State House. Possessing a proven body of work through leadership and advocacy with community focus. Serving as a board member of the RISE Coalition, I played a key leadership role with partners and community organizations in planning the $8.9 million Panorama Park project, the largest park renovation in the city. My experience creating effective policy and responsible allocation of funding as a current board of director for the Harrison School District 2 has prepared me to serve you in the state legislature. Impacting change in a greater capacity making long-term sustainable decisions. The decisions we make today will affect the lives of our children and our children's children. I understand the struggle. I know what it feels like to live paycheck to paycheck as a single mom, not being able to make ends meet. Also, I know what it feels like to not have quality health care, and it is my mission to ensure we all have quality access and equal affordable health care. I will fight for you every day, creating meaningful legislation with access and opportunity. It is time for our district to be honored and respected. As your state representative, centering the needs of community will be at the forefront by creating a path forward to affordable housing, infrastructure, education, and economic development, to name a few. My roots are deep and broad in this community, and my impact and influence is clear. It is my obligation to ensure meaningful change around economic opportunity for our community. I close with the belief that our democracy is framed by the founding fathers requires that we must be able to hold those in power accountable for what they do. And this requires transparency in the exercise of power. My priorities address the essential elements for a respectful quality of life. I will work across the aisle and collaborate while creating effective legislation and responsible prioritization of the state budget. It is my call to action and my obligation to serve every need of the community. And I need your vote today so we can focus on the general election to send me to the state house to make sure we get the investments in our community that we deserve. This campaign will have the support it needs for win the general election. Thank you. Regina English for House District 17.
And thank you, Regina. Of course, it says that in the script as well. Okay, so the 20, and I would just like to point out, like all the candidates that we heard from today in this location, these are really important races. The seats were redrawn and the outcomes aren't determined yet. You can't assume what happened in the past is going to be what happens in 2022. And we're going to set the tone for this entire decade. This whole decade can depend on the outcomes that we have this year. So please, everybody, stay involved. We have to win House District 17 and Senate District 11. And then whoever ends up running for County Commissioner 5, we'll help them too. Okay, back to script. The 2022 El Paso County Assembly will be held on March 19th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. via Zoom. So if you didn't catch that, there will not be an in-person component to the County Assembly. All credentialed caucus attendees may become delegates to the 2022 El Paso County Assembly if they have self-nominated to become a delegate, according to our 2022 Permanent Organization Rules Committee report, which was ratified by our executive committee. Please be aware that the only way to attend the county and all subsequent assemblies going forward is virtually. So not just our county assembly, but also the state assembly. For County Assembly, you will need to have a free Zoom account that you have signed up with the same email address as being when you were a delegate. The slide shows the names of people who pre-registered to become delegates as of 7 p.m. yesterday. There is still a chance of becoming a delegate. So, yeah, I'm not on this list. So you know, you may have already signed up today if you scanned the proper QR code, but you will have time to do that. And I just want to point out, like, if your plan was to support a candidate in some way, you know, you wanted to vote to try to help get them on the ballot at any level, you have to move past today. You have to go at least to the county assembly or possibly even the state assembly, depending on which candidate you want to support. So just keep that in mind. Okay, please, let's go to the next slide. Yes. Please have your House District and Precinct District numbers to fill out the form in person. You received those when entering today. Zoom participants, if you didn't go to govotecolorado.gov to get your information, now would be the time to do so. If you are in person, you have a QR code that you can scan with your phone and fill out the necessary paperwork. Your QR code is on the yellow paper and is labeled Run for Caucus. If you haven't gone through that process yet, if you haven't scanned the yellow paper, that's the one that you're going to want to scan to take this next step. If you are on Zoom, a link was just put into chat. Can you confirm that? And please find your chat button on your toolbar. The one on this slide won't work, so you can't click the one on the slide. Click that chat button, then click on the link shared by Ultra, and it will bring you to the page for you to sign up.
And it was actually shared by the party, and yes, I can confirm it's in.
Thank you. Okay, I will now read the resolution. The Permanent Organization Rules Committee for the 2022 El Paso County Assembly has resolved that the list of all credentialed participants in attendance today at this El Paso County Democratic Party caucus who self-selected to become delegates to the 2022 El Paso County Assembly are to be approved by this caucus as El Paso County Assembly delegates. This rule was ratified by the Executive Committee. We will have a soft, and listen to this part, if you were worried about signing up, we will have a soft adjournment of caucus this evening when our meeting ends, but the delegate sign up will stay until 12 p.m. noon tomorrow, Sunday, March 6th, 2022, when caucus is officially adjourned. Now, we will explain how we will vote on delegates. If you are on Zoom, you will be voting by electronic poll. If you are in person, it will be a hand count after this explanation of the digital vote. If you are on Zoom, you will see a poll pop up on your screen. First, click the poll response you would like to cast your vote for in the pop-up window. Next, click the blue submit button to cast your vote. When the poll is complete, you will see a pop-up window with the responses. Then the in-person secretary will tally all online and in-person votes and announce the final count. So just to be clear, what we're voting on here is this process whereby everyone who self-designates can become a delegate to the assembly. Okay. So, slide 12. Very well organized. I got to hand it to the tech team. Now we will vote. If you are in person, please raise your hand if you are voting yay, and do not put it down until the vote is counted. Online, please submit your vote now. So raise your hand for yay if you accept, and please do not lower your hand until it is counted. The vote is to ratify the process by which we're moving people onto the assembly. Yeah.
It reads, vote to approve the list of delegates to the 2022 El Paso County Democratic Assembly pursuant to the rules put forth by the Permanent Organization Rules Committee and ratified by the El Paso County Executive Committee.
Okay. Yeah, we have a clear majority.
We have a clear majority here also.
Okay. There is a clear majority in both locations, and so the resolution has passed. Thanks, everyone. All right, so next to that part we were supposed to legally talk about, as John mentioned earlier. Thank you. Now on to election judges. Election judges have a very important role in our election process. Each of the county political parties provide lists of election judges to the El Paso County Clerk and Recorder. The clerk and recorder then contacts these election judges during the primary and general elections to perform various duties regarding monitoring and certifying the election. These are paid temporary positions. If you would like to be added to the list of election judges and are in person, please scan your yellow paper with the Run for Caucus QR code and link. If you are on Zoom, there is a link in the chat that you may use to sign up. It's that same yellow QR code. And here's that we can help you on the way out, and there's plenty of time to do this. This isn't something you have to get done today. So if you are interested in being an election judge, just contact us and we can help you with that. It's some of these things have to be resolved today, like the delegates and the precinct organizers and things like that. But that one is just a sign up process. But on your way out, if you are interested, stop by the desk and we can go ahead. And I see some people are already doing that, it looks like, because I see the yellow pieces of paper, or maybe they're signing up for assembly. Okay. So now we're going to go on to talk about the precinct organizers. Each precinct may have up to 2 precinct organizers, previously known as precinct committee persons. They are responsible for being the local Democratic Party representative to your area. This role does include conducting get out the vote activities and attending party central committee meetings. And just to be clear, so it's sort of a dual position where you're expected to take on some role in helping to get out the vote in your neighborhood, as well as making you a voting member of the central committee. So then you can participate in things like electing the chairs of the different districts and parties. So if you're interested in either of those things, this is the role in the party. Here is the procedure that we will use to fill precinct organizer positions. For all precincts in which there are 2 or fewer persons requesting to become precinct organizers, those names will be automatically submitted to the assembly for approval. For all precincts in which there are more than 2 persons requesting to become precinct organizers, I will ask the people in those precincts to remain present after this meeting to conduct a vote of precinct attendees. Then the 2 people from each precinct with the most votes will also be submitted to the assembly for approval. So in other words, if there aren't enough people to vote and it's just 2 or fewer people volunteering, then you move on. However, if there is a precinct where we need a vote, we will hold that after this meeting. Okay. This slide shows the precincts that still need precinct organizers, unless you signed up earlier today. So if you see your precinct empty and you would like to fill that seat, please sign up. Ultra will share the info on how to do that one more time.
And again, it's coming from the El Paso County Party, not from Ultra at this point.
Oh, yes, sorry. So if you are interested in that, if you see your precinct up here, okay. Please have your House district and precinct district numbers to fill out the form. In person, you receive those when entering today. Zoom participants, if you didn't go to govotecolorado.com to get that information, now would be the time to do so. If you are in person, you have a QR code that you can scan with your phone and fill out the necessary paperwork. Your QR code, again, is that yellow paper. Yeah, so, so that's a good question. Thank you. That's not it. So we are re-electing POs from scratch every year. So if you are already a precinct organizer, and you don't go through this process, then someone else might, I mean, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry that that's not, that's part of the caucus process here. We elect precinct organizers for the next 2 years. So if you are already a precinct organizer, your term has ended, you can volunteer or be elected again. But absolutely, if you are a precinct organizer and you want to continue to be one, please go ahead and sign up. Thank you for that question. So if you are interested, you can raise your hand and we will come around with a yellow piece of paper. Does anyone see their district? And we do have one is there anyone here that can do that? Can we grab the QR code and bring it to the front? Okay, if you are on Zoom, a link was just put into chat. Please find your chat button on your toolbar. The one in the slide won't work. Click that chat button, then click on the link shared by El Paso County Democrats, and it will bring you to the page for you to sign up.
Just a quick couple notes. We've been asked to see the list of precincts again, so I've got the list of precincts up for you, John. I'm hearing some confusion about the link if you've already gone out there once and you didn't realize you wanted to be a precinct organizer and now you do. Thank you for doing that. Please just go into that. Go up over to the site. Yes, John.
I'm sorry. So are we not able to pull one up right now? Oh, okay, it's being passed around. Okay. So we are actually going to be working on that on the back end for a little bit of time now. One last thing though, if you did become a precinct organizer, please, I know this is making it a little, this might sound like a little more work, but there was some paperwork that they wanted. Is that still true? So there is paperwork to still fill out? Okay. All right, yeah, and I remember the reason that we need that is while we will find you. I don't want to, what was that movie called? Taken? I didn't mean it like that. But we need your signature. So that's ultimately why we wanted to go ahead and get that done today. So if you did sign up to be a precinct organizer, please stop on your way out. Now, yeah, we're going to be processing this on the back end for some time now because they're going to, have to figure out which precincts had 2 or fewer or 3 or more people volunteer to see which precincts we might need a vote in. But while they process that, we are going to move on to platform items / statements from the floor. Okay, if you wish to submit platform items, you may submit them in writing. If you are in person, use the link or the QR code on the orange paper labeled platform. If you are on Zoom, check the chat for the link that the El Paso County Democrats put in for you. You may click on that link to submit a platform. This link was also emailed to you in your registration. The link will remain active until 8 p.m. tonight. So if you are interested in submitting and the platform ID, so if you don't know what this is how the party builds its platform, like what the Democratic Party, the CDP, and the El Paso County Democratic Party, what we officially stand for. So if you wanted to try to make some kind of change like that, update something, reinforce something, this is the process to do that. You go ahead and submit that, it gets voted on, and it can get voted on all the way to the state. And you could potentially add, a new part to the Colorado Democratic Party platform. And this is how the platform is formed. It's not just a group of people writing them in a smoked out room somewhere in Denver. Okay, let's talk politics. So now we have an opportunity to recognize anyone at this caucus who wishes to be recognized. You may speak on a platform topic, in the support of a candidate, or on any other topic relevant to the party. I will now explain how to raise your hand on Zoom, and you will be asked to unmute when called upon. So be clear what we're doing now. If you wanted to, if something you wanted to do today was talk about a platform idea, I didn't see a lot of excitement about that. But if you wanted to talk about a candidate as well, now is going to be your opportunity. So we're going to give everyone 1 minute to speak on one topic, either a candidate or a platform item or any other topic relevant to the party. Okay, so I'm going to explain how to raise your hand on Zoom. To be recognized by the chair, please, and here what we're going to do is line up if you are interested in speaking. So to be recognized by the chair on Zoom, please locate and click the reactions button in your control panel. Then click raise hand in the pop-up panel. Once you are recognized by the chair, you will be asked to unmute. You click OK and begin your 1 minute of speaking time. You may also click Start Video if you would like to be seen. I will recognize each person for 1 minute, and we will alternate between virtual and in-person attendees. Please raise your virtual or in-person hands to be recognized. What's that? 2 people already? Okay, so we're going to start with virtual. So if you can go ahead and unmute someone.
Hi there, can everyone hear me?
We can.
Okay, perfect. My name is Jessie Bustamante, and I'd like to speak in support of Misha Smith very quickly. Misha is extremely smart. She's very savvy. She knows what she's doing as she's approaching this House District race. And I appreciate that she is someone who I can relate to in her experiences and where she's coming from. So I feel very strongly that she is the best support the best representative that we have for this district. I think she'll do amazing work, and I'm very proud to support her. Thank you.
House District 17, we have lost your camera. I don't suppose you can see if you can reboot that camera or see if you can find it somewhere.
Who would like to speak here? If we could just go ahead and line up so that we
Perfect, thank you.
Switch time. So if you want to speak on behalf of a candidate or a issue, please go ahead and line up, and we will recognize the first person in line here. And we have 2 microphones right there.
My name is Chanita Davis. I have lived in this community since 1992. I would like for this process to be more transparent and understandable to our community. If there is some kind of way that we could get the understanding of how this process works out to the community, I think it would be supported more. I just joined politics maybe a year ago, found out about caucusing, that it's a meeting. Next, I would like to say that housing, the objective for people who are low income should be ownership. So there should be some more options like buying, having condos so that people can enter into home ownership with a less investment than right now in Colorado Springs. What a home is $400,000. Not too many people are able to enter into home ownership. So can we do something about home ownership for people who don't make, $100,000 a year?
Thank you. And we will now recognize someone else online.
Hi, everybody. My name's Talon Clancy, and I live right by Adams Elementary. I just wanted to share why I'm excited to be caucusing for Misha Smith for House District 17. Misha's priorities are really our priorities, and as Coloradans, especially here in the Springs, we know how important it is to address the mental health crisis, the lack of affordable housing, and really supporting our education system. And on those issues, she has a number of things that she's committed to doing. As far as education goes, she'll work to invest in before and after school programs to get kids caught up. I have a good friend that's a teacher, and he teaches 8th grade and has really commented on how far behind kids are, especially with reading comprehension. So that's a really important issue, and we need to support them. As far as mental health, she'll work to expand our mental health provider network, and she'll make resources more available in schools for our veterans and for community members who are experiencing homelessness. And on housing, she'll work to build out programs for people struggling with addiction and increase mental health resources and transitional housing for veterans experiencing homelessness. That's just a few things of the many things that she's committed to doing as our next representative. She's really qualified. She's really.
Thank you. We will hear from the, sorry, the 1 minute's a harder deadline online. We'll hear from the next person in the room.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Williams. I've lived in Eastboro for 28 of my 33 years, so this district is very important to me. I just wanted to speak out in support of Misha Smith because few things, right? We're one thing that I believe is we should not just have a vision, but a compelling vision, right? And I believe that Misha's guidance and understanding that is huge. And she's been collaborating with the community on issues that are the most important. And something else I believe is we should compete not with what we have been doing, but what we're capable of doing. And I think our district is in a situation where we can really launch and having some bold new leadership as well. And there's big shoes to fill, right? Representative Exum has been a beast in the community for a long, long time and doing phenomenal things. And I think Misha would be the best replacement for him. Thank you.
Is there someone else online, Joseph? Is there anyone else with their hand up online? Nope. All right, we'll hear from the next person in here. By the way, I just forgot that I had my mask on. And now people are driving trucks across the country doing that too.
Hello, I'm Matt Radcliffe, and I've lived in this district for over a decade. And we're lucky in this district to have such strong candidates for state senate and the Colorado House of Representatives. I feel no matter how we choose, we are helping our district move into the future. That said, I'm throwing all of my support behind Tony Exum for state senate. For 8 years, he has faithfully served our district in the House, and I know he will continue his excellent service on the other side of the General Assembly. Representative Exum leaves a legacy that our district needs to continue to build on and expand into the future. And after talking with her about her candidacy and vision for House District 17, I'm supporting Misha Smith to be our representative. Her political experience and focus on things like education, jobs, housing, veterans, and healthcare, combined with her support for the LGBTQ+ community, show me she's the kind of leader I'd feel proud to have on my side in Denver. Thank you. That's my time. Right?
And since there are no more hands online, we'll go ahead and move on. Could you throw a question in the chat to see if anyone might? All right, we will recognize the next person in person.
I'll keep this very short. My name is Leroy Rivera. I'm a delegate for Yolanda Avila, and I've had firsthand witnessed, her hard work, and I know how dedicated she is with everything that goes on within the city here and the Southeast District. I've also seen how much effort that she puts in, how much she cared for the people and the community. So my vote is definitely Yolanda Avila. She'll continue to do her good work. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now recognize the next person. Wait one moment. Do we have a hand up?
I have a hand up here.
We were moving to online.
All right, Allison, you may unmute.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you. I would like to speak on behalf of a platform change that I just submitted via the link that was provided. I would like for us to adopt the belief that Black people have the right to carry firearms in this country as well. It is a Second Amendment right that is obviously and often attributed to whites, but when Black people are caught with a gun or have a gun on them, they are automatically shot. And so I would like for us to, as a platform, somehow write into our platform that we believe that the Second Amendment applies to Black people who own firearms as well. Thank you.
We will now recognize the next in-person speaker.
Good evening. My name is Tony Barnes, and I'm here to represent Misha Smith, but also the last time I caucused, everybody was split. I want to bid to this caucus now that whomever becomes our representative, that everybody back them. Everybody help and no splitting. We are not the Republican Party. Back our representatives. Thank you.
I officially endorse that statement. speakers online? All right, next in-person speaker.
My name is Graham Anderson. Since we have legislative candidates here, I wanted to speak out against the Democratic majority's actions in the previous General Assembly regarding Senate Bill 293, which interfered with, subverted, and literally rewrote the meaning of a statutory initiative that had been set by the title board lawfully. If you disagree with an initiative, campaign against it, speak against it, but do not interfere with our traditions of statutory and constitutional initiative. Do not interfere with our traditions of direct democracy. It is a real world and arguable example of Democrats interfering with, or dare I say, rigging any election, and it will expose us to absolutely withering attacks in this upcoming election. Thank you.
Anyone online? Are there any online hands? Joseph, any online hands? All right, we are ready to recognize the next in-person speaker.
Good evening. My name is Roger Cortez. The strangest thing about this whole deal in House District 17 and of course Senate District 5, I've been here living in District 17 now since 1970 actually, and I've seen the changes from the candidates of 1970 up into today to Tony Exum. But today we have, this year we have a very courageous woman a Hispanic woman who will has the courage to represent us in our diversity in District 17 and of course the council district and of course District 5. And this person is Yolanda Avila. I've known her and I've known her family since she was knee-high to a grasshopper, I suspect. But I encourage you to vote for Yolanda because you're going to have a new face. You're going to have some diversity and you're going to have somebody there that's going to work for you. So please vote for Yolanda Avila. And
thank you. All right, we are ready to hear from the next in-person speaker.
I don't know when the world will recognize that there are short people in the world. My name is June Waller, and everyone knows, I think my name has been mentioned here a couple of times, that Misha is my girl, my woman. But I'm here for the Board of Education. I have 5 generations here now. I've been here since '64. I beg you, whether you have children in school or not, that you need to pay attention on all levels that we close that gap between our children of color and, whatever is there to help our children meet whatever the state wants them to meet as far as education. We've been dealing with this for over 30 years. And every time we get someone in office or in positions that look like they're going to help and do something, then the meanness comes out. Please pay attention to the Department of Education and look at educating our children.
Thank you. We are now, is there any online hands? We are now ready for the next in-person speaker.
Hello, I'm Angela Stevens, and I want to speak briefly on a few issues. As a Black female veteran therapist, mental health is very important. And in this time of pandemic, we've all seen that. We have children struggling, we have adults struggling. Mental health is very important. We need to be on top of that. All right. Affordable housing is very pertinent. We have people that cannot afford the cost of shelter, the cost of an apartment. Okay, so we need to take that into account. Education, we have to educate our youth. We have to stand in the gap for them, and we have to be advocates for our kids, what they need. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now ready for the next in-person speaker.
I will first say that I'm Gwendolyn Henderson, and this is the very first time out of my entire life from being 18 years old up to being a senior citizen now that I've ever been to a caucus. This is my first time, and it's only because of me meeting Regina English, and what she's standing for is why I'm here now. I'm feeling so compassionate about this, the transparency of meeting her and her husband, and what her initiatives are and what she's planning to do. I have met, I just want to go back to say too, I've known Tony Exum since we were both at Helen Hunt, which is no longer a school, so we go back. And for as far as this community and what I see changes, I want to see more changes that's going to be inclusive for everyone and not exclusive for some.
Thank you. We are now ready for the next in-person speaker.
Whew. This is a little nerve-wracking. Okay, my name is Emerald Taylor, Regina English's campaign manager. I stand behind her 100%, not just because of being chosen to be her campaign manager, but because of her compelling and compassion for people. She has more than followers on Facebook. She has followers in real life. And she's been there, done that, and got a couple of t-shirts. I appreciate her and I appreciate her initiatives. And if you go to www.reginaenglish.org, you'll see more of why I support her. Thank you.
Thank you. Looks like we have one last in-person speaker. Unless anyone else wants to say something, you can still stand up.
Hi, I am Dr. Pamela Robinson. I am an educator in Harrison School District. I've been in Harrison for over 30 years. Education is very important to me. As I listen to both candidates, they definitely have very parallel initiatives that they're supporting. But I do want to say one thing is, just as the campaign manager said, when you see it is one thing, but when you live it is another. And so I do support, as the gentleman said, whoever is that person. But at this moment, because I do know Regina is living and her kids, and I've seen her kids come up through the ranks as well. And so I do support her as a candidate at this time. But please, as the gentleman said, let's support whomever is our candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. And we do have another in-person speaker.
Some advantages. Good evening. I'm Gerald English, Regina English husband. I see the hard work Regina puts in with the school board, community, with our children, other children we pretty much adopted, godchildren, and just as a people. I like what was said about supporting this whole party. Now, I'm speaking as a husband. I support my wife fully. Let's keep politics politics. Let's be clean about this. Let's be clean about it. Regina is a mother, she's a grandmother, and she's a leader. Wherever she go, I'm gonna follow. I know what she's about. Tony Exum is a leader. I'm gonna follow him. Solid man. And as he passed the baton to Regina, she's gonna grab it without hesitation, without looking down, without looking back. She's just gonna grab it and go forward. I support Regina.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was getting ready to get into it.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. All right, one moment. We actually have an online hand that came up. Sorry. So we will move to the online.
Are you referring to Kathleen, hopefully?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Kathleen O'Brien. I ran for the state legislature in 1984, 1986. I think I certainly know some old folks have been around for a while, and I laud anyone who steps up and puts themselves in the position to run first in El Paso County, second to run as a Democrat, because I know how challenging it is. And Tony has certainly paved the way for another Democrat to step up to the plate and represent El Paso County and not just certain party members across the spectrum. I understand, I'd like other people to hopefully understand why so many people are saying, please support the candidate who wins the primary. In the past, we have seen former primary winners crash and burn and do nothing but be spiteful to the person they lost to. As somebody who was, I didn't have that kind of conflict in my situation. They were just happy to have a Democrat run. So somebody didn't have all their money thrown against.
Thank you. You can just let them know that their time ran out. All right. Thank you. And next in-person speaker.
My name is Mark Warner, and I'm not sure how you word it for our platform, but recently on television, they had the average salaries of the different school districts here in El Paso County, and we suck. I mean, they were about half the top pay in the state. And when I grew up and went through the Denver school system in BC times, Colorado had some of the top rated schools. That's not the case anymore. We need to raise the teachers' salaries and pay them for what they're really worth.
Thank you. And it looks like we have no more in-person speakers. Do we have any more online? We had to do a little moving around there because we only have the one mic feeding into Zoom. Okay. Thank you all. We'll now, move to closing remarks. I have a feeling that
Let
we're
me
waiting
get
for
to
the
share
camera.
screen again. Yep, give me a second.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Question or chat?
I'm working on the chat. Give me 1 second.
We're really close to those closing remarks.
You should be seeing the screen, are you not?
We are seeing the script.
Oh, hold on. My fault. Apologies.
Uh-oh, they know our secrets now.
And I just jumped in, Chandra.
How color
Sorry.
coded you were,
Sorry.
it's almost embarrassing.
All right.
Okay.
Are we better now?
Yes, please be sure to take out your phones or calendars. If anyone has a calendar here, please pull that out and add March 19th, 2022 to your schedule if you signed up today to be a delegate for the 2022 El Paso County Colorado Democratic Party Assembly. We will have a candidate expo from 8 to 9 a.m. where you can speak with candidates or their volunteers to discuss their race and issues that are important to you. Gavel will happen at 9 a.m. Now keep in mind, if you were here and you did not get that chance, I'll get to that, John, and you did not get that chance, then You have until noon tomorrow. So contact the party. You know, we can help you after we adjourn today, tomorrow morning. Please don't, you know, call us at 11:45. But also, so we are now moving on. Let me switch the page here, details. Okay, slide 21. Details about everything we have discussed are available on our website. Please consider making a financial contribution to the El Paso County Democratic Party to help cover the costs of this caucus. The Act Blue link will be in your chat, and there are envelopes in the room. We need volunteers to help get out the vote. Please sign up to be a volunteer for our upcoming coordinated campaign. And if you had some doubts, you're like, well, I don't want to fund caucus. I want to help the candidates. It's all the same. It's all one big pool. So yeah, please just donate to the party if you can. Oh yeah, and thank you to Sierra High School and Harrison School District 2 for allowing us to use your space, and to all the volunteers that helped to make today successful. If you are in person, please clean up after yourself before leaving today. I saw that some of the students hadn't done that on some of these tables when we were setting them out, but you know, it is a lunchroom, I guess. Okay, so now we're moving on to the bit about precincts. Oh, wait, this is not the one I was, so it is can we confirm it's 182? Because I was told 184.
Let me double check my notes. I
No.
believe
I have
it's
182 as well.
Okay, so there is only one precinct where there were more than 2 people that wanted to be a precinct organizer, which, you know, is awesome. That's, you know, that is a desire to get involved. We're happy to see that. So will the people from precinct 182 please stay after when we adjourn? Now, with that being said, if you did sign up to be, and you're not, if you did sign up to be a precinct organizer and you're not from precinct 182, then you're a precinct organizer. You made it. So yeah. So we would love if you would stop by, and I see John's got the folder sitting up. It's bright red. If you will please just stop by so we can get your signature. It's official. You know, these are rules set by the state. This is like an official position in the party. So please stop by, and you know, technically an elected position, because we, you know, kind of elected by voting for the rules and all that. So you are now an elected member of the Democratic Party. Please stop by and sign something on that inside that red notebook. Now that's
If you don't know if you're in precinct 182, we can tell you.
yeah. Can we get the names?
Yep. Annie Bowen, Talon Clancy, Maurice Douglas, George Ewing, Margaret Garcia, Chauncey Johnson, Sandra Scott, Joseph Shelton. I don't know who went for Peel. Just know that that's everybody assigned to this precinct.
Thank you, Ultra. Can you run to House District 20 and let them know the names for the people in 301 they're asking also?
Okay.
I'll
Did
be
you
back.
catch that? It was like half of you here. So it's out. The meeting is apparently continuing. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, if you were one of those names called, please stay after. If not, you know, thank you for coming. And keep in mind that this is the soft adjournment. So the meeting will be officially adjourning at noon tomorrow. You have that much time that if you attend it today, you had to have been here. I want to be clear about that. You had to either be here or online, but you can still sign up to go to assembly, and I hope to see you there.
And thank you all for choosing Sierra. We know you've had other choices, and we appreciate you being with us. And now it's time to clean up, and me and Mr. Dennis Fields will take care of that. You do drive safely on your way home.
Right. And oh, my mic. Woody, can I get my mic? And if you were in that precinct, it sounds like I'm singing the song. If you were in that precinct 182, if you could please join me up here so we can have that official vote to figure out who will be your precinct organizers. If you were one of the names called for precinct 182, I guess it's right over here, so we just meet over here.
House District 17, were any of those people online that needed to be part of that precinct organizer meeting? House District 17?
Yes, my name's Talon and I was on that list.
Yeah, I saw your hand raise. I'm just trying
Oh
to
my
get in
good.
touch
Okay, I
with
was-
House District 17 so that they can make sure.
Oh, the actual, okay, sorry.
That's okay, thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is Jerry Newsom.
Hello, Jerry.
I am in precinct 611. Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know if it has a chairman right now?
It does not. So if you want to sign up, I can give you that link one more time.
Okay, I'm having trouble here, but if I can figure out how to do it.
Okay, well, it was also emailed to you, so you're welcome to go to the email that we sent you for today. And in there is a link to the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, how do I get back then to the main events that are going on today?
This is the last one, so you are done if you are done with that. So
We're
you're
done.
welcome to go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
House District 17, are you hearing us there? Let me see if I can get them on text. One moment.
Oh, there's one.
House District 17, we cannot hear you and we cannot see you. We need to be talking to you because we've got an online participant in your precinct. Sorry, Talon, 1 second, I'm trying.